Hello everyone, I'm back with another video, and in today's video we have an HP laptop, and in this video, based on the request, I'm going to go over how you can replace the keyboards for your HP laptop. This specific one is a HP 15-GW0031, but this applies pretty much for any HP laptop that has a mesh keyboard. We call them a mesh keyboard because it goes underneath from the palm rest and it comes with the rivets, so it just pretty much they're all the same style. I'm going to cover up how you can replace this for all your HP laptops. Pretty much the procedures are the same. So first thing first, you want to power it off. You want to flip it upside down. You want to remove the bottom power. There should be a rubber power in here, and in here they already removed it. They fall off, I guess, on this client. If it doesn't, you have to remove them. I'm going to cover up the tools. A good screwdriver set is a must. I'll be using iFixit screwdriver set. We're going to use a Phillips #1. If you get the Pro set, they will include you with an opening tools and some tweezers. I purchased myself this basic tool set. For the opening tool, I'll be using a guitar pick. And metallic guitar picks are suitable for opening cases and covers. You need a solder station to melt the rivets. So I'll be using a TS100. So you can use whichever solder station you want. In here, I'm going to use just a little dull head, so not a precise head. So let's go ahead and remove this one quickly right now. Put this one over. So one solder station, and you need obviously your replacement keyboards. I'll leave links for the models that you need. I'll leave a link for this specific one. So we can see right here, this keyboard comes here, was rivets between the tiny holes that it has in here. So we need to rivet this one in. Right, so let's put this to one. So let's go ahead and open it up. You're going to remove all the screws on the rubber cover. If you want to remove the rubber cover, put the opening tool underneath and just lift it up and peel it out. And there's a double-sided adhesive. That's what it holds it. We're going to remove all the screws. All the screws are the same size and height, so don't worry about mix matching them. So go ahead and remove all of them. Also, if you guys like my videos, if you found my videos helpful and helping you guys out, you can support the channel by clicking the like and subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate it. There should be 2 screws in the front. This screw obviously is not for this laptop. It's kind of sticking out. They try to replace it, and this one is broken. So remove the front side screws too. All right. Next, to remove the bottom cover, we are going to open it up, and we're going to stick the opening tool between the top palm rest and the bottom cover, just about 1 or 2 millimeters, and we're going to twist it. And we're going to hear a big click sound. That's what you want to hear. And you want to work yourself all around in the front, hearing those big click sounds. I guess they dropped this one. It's kind of broken some places. And go all the way to the back corner and flip it to the other side. You want to do left and right side. A little more, go to the back corner. This one is broken too here. They really banged up this laptop pretty good. So remove the bottom cover. And now we need to remove the rest of the stuff down here. First, we want to disconnect and remove the battery. Remove 2 screws by the jack, and any screw that touches the battery, you want to remove all the screws that touches the battery. So go ahead and remove them. Keep the screws for the battery beside the battery so you don't mix match them. You can take a picture, or you can use a Sharpie to mark wherever you remove the screws. And lift up the battery by the connector upward. Put it to one side. Here, first, let's go ahead and remove whatever we can in here, the side screws for the USB ports here. I'll put that one here. We need to remove this one. So bring it upward. Grab a spatula, or you use your fingernail to open up this latch right here, 90 degree, and remove the flex cable. We do need to remove this one too on the bottom. So we're going to remove this card reader, or I don't know, whatever reader is this. We're going to remove again. There's a tiny latch at the back here. Lift it up, slide it out, put the screw beside it. We're going to get to this right in a minute. Let's go ahead and disconnect the power jack. Just slide it towards the fan. You can untangle it, unhook the Wi-Fi cable. untangle this, bring it all the way to the back. And we are going to remove the 2 screws on the back hinges on the left and even the right ones, once for all, remove them. So there should be 2 screws on each hinge. The other screw goes from the bottom cover. So if you're wondering, this one, the base for this screw is broken, so it just keeps rotating. We're gonna detach this latch for the LCD, lift up the latch, pull it back, bring it here, disconnect the speaker cable, just slide it towards the back. You can use that curved tweezers to help you. Lift up the latch here, and the keyboard latch with your finger. Slide the cables out. I'm gonna remove this flex cable from here. That goes from the bottom LED item for clicks, right and left click. Gonna detach this one, slide it out. So put it right there. This is flex cable for here. We are gonna remove the fan connector, slide it back. Remove the screw for the fan. You can lift up the fan, bring it up, put it to one side, put the screw beside it. The motherboard. No, we have one more board right here. Remove this screw for audio jack. Detach and lift it up. Put it in that corner. And we don't need to remove the SSD. We just remove the screw that touches the motherboard. One right there. And one in this corner. And one right by the USB-C. Now we can go ahead and lift up the motherboard, slide it back. So there's your motherboard, nice and dirty. You can clean it up if you want. I'll put this to one side. So there's the keyboard. We do need this. You need a metallic spatula to lift up this cover. You can put an alcohol underneath. But we do need this isolant. This isolates the metal so the motherboard doesn't touch the metal, so it doesn't short out. So it is very, very important to wrap this up completely because we're gonna reuse it. Oh, look, the rivets are already coming out. So once I get it through here, the rest gently. I'm not pulling it too hard, just slowly, hard and slowly. You can put a little alcohol, 99% isopropylic alcohol. Don't use 98 or 75%. This goes all the way to this side. But the reason I like to peel this up because once we start removing the rivets, you can scratch this plastic, damage the plastic. So that's why I like removing it. I cut it right here, so we're gonna remove a little bit more here. And there we have it. All right. So we do need to lift up this hinge. You can see the base is nicely broken. You can put a little epoxy if yours is broken. I'm telling you, this laptop has been through hell, I guess. All right, so we're gonna lift up the hinge on this side. We're gonna remove this speaker, lift it up. You need to lift up this power jack, pull it out. And you wanna zigzag this cable out of here and bring it up, put it to one side. So we need to remove this metal cover that holds the keyboard in there. So I'm gonna grab a little workshop towel to put it in my palm so it doesn't hurt me. I don't want the full double, maybe only one. So I'll put this at the back. This is kind of chisel, so I'm chiseling out. So we're gonna chisel the heads of the rivet heads like that. So pretty much you have to remove the motherboard, everything except the whatever is touching this is on this plate. So I don't need to remove the trackpad, anything like that. So I'm gonna first remove the big ones on the sides. So be careful, don't go extend it. You go just put your hand here so it just stops it, so it doesn't extend the chisel and damage something else. All right, once I got a little bit of it in there, so I'm gonna lift it from here. I'm gonna gently, I'm gonna twist it, and it's gonna pop the rivets out. Just I'm putting it there. I'm just twisting it gently. Don't let twist too much, otherwise you're gonna bend the plating. You want to bend it gently, and it just pops out the rivets in there. So you want to do this one by one, all the way in. Go to the back corner. There we go. So if I yank it up from here, I will bend it. So let's go ahead and remove the screen because we already detached it. So I'm gonna work here in the corner. I'm creating a little tension. I'm putting my hand so the rivet doesn't hit to your eyeballs. So put an eye protection if you want. They just snap out as I twist. So there we have that back plate out. I'm gonna put it to one side. Oh, look, it's dirty. So you can clean it up. And you can shake out all the dirt and clean up the table. There's your cookies that you'll be eating on the computer. Now we need to remove the keyboard. The keyboard has its own tiny rivets too. So, but the keyboard we're gonna trash it, so it doesn't matter how you pull it. Just pull it up gently. Don't force it too much. Just up and down a little bit like this. Go up and down, and there we go. Oof, there. I think somebody dropped a coffee or something on this one. So, so that's why we call it mesh because it goes right between the screws in. Again, one more cleaning. All right, now what we need to do here first is to grab a tweezers and clean up the extra plastic that it might have little on the necks of. You don't want to destroy the whole rivet, just clean up the heads. Just remove these tiny bits that it has. Make sure that it is not on top of them. You want to clean them out so the new keyboard it sits nicely on the over these rivets. So just to quickly just clean up the necks pretty much. Like, so look at this one here. I'm just, it's not cleaned up. So it has its extra plastic you need to remove. So that's what we want to do. All right, once we have that one cleaning, we're going to grab the new keyboard. We're just going to bring it down, face down, sit it in there. And first flip it over and make sure the keyboard it looks nicely aligned and is correctly fitted in there. We can see it's like a really flush with the bezel in here, so we need to push them in. So we need to make sure that these hooks are punctuating through these tiny holes in here. There we have it. We're gonna grab the metal bracket. I think it was like this, or it was like that. Oh, it was like this. I know that I removed the tape, so it was like this. There we go. So we're gonna put this one over. Now we're gonna power on the solder station. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna hold it like this. If you can handle the heat, put a little tape over your fingers on your thumb. And as we start melting, like a tiny, don't puncture too much, otherwise it's gonna come out from the other side. Just a little bit until it just it melts the plastic. and it just rivets itself in there. So do this for all of them. Just puncture. All right, there. Now I'm gonna power this one off. Now we have the keyboard nicely all pushed out. It's looking great. So we need to put everything back together. First, we will need to put the isolating sheet over right there. And it's okay if it's not too sticky, if it is setting up, it's just pretty much to hold the board in there so it doesn't actually short out. So I'm gonna call the customer Maya tomorrow and see if they want to fix the hinge. And if they do, I'll do the hinge repair on this one. But if not, up to them. You wanna grab the speakers, we're gonna put the speakers first, and we're gonna run them through the grooves. Put it in there, grab the charge port, put the charge port in place. Make sure this one is nicely on zigzagged out and all the way down to here. Up, down, down, up. Close it down, the hinge. Bring the Wi-Fi cable through here, push it in there. Well, we can grab this board in here that we removed. Place the board right in here. Make sure this cable is nicely in the groove. Otherwise, this board is not going to sit there. Put that tiny screw for that. I'm using a magnet, but I don't need it. Grab this whatever board it is, put it in place. This is card reader, so yeah, definitely a card reader. There was two screws on this board, so two screws on that one on here, and we need the motherboard. Grab the motherboard, remove the cables out of the way, put it down, set it down in here. Plug in the power jack in there, slide it in. Plug in the Wi-Fi antenna, just pretty much push down. Open up the latch, slide in the flex cable all the way in, close the latch. You need the fan, put the fan in. Before you put the fan in, I'm gonna put the fan connector, slide it in so you have a little more room to wiggle. There we go. Now we're gonna put the fan in place and slide this bridge connector for the USB section all the way in. Lock it down. Put one tiny screw for the fan. Put the two screws for the left hinge and two screws on the right hinge. Remember, one of the screws is going to be from the bottom cover. They want close to that one over here. So on this side, I'm going to only remove place. First, let's bring down the hinge. So this screw is broken, so I'm going to only put one screw. And we're gonna zigzag this flex cable for display, push the display inside the connector, lock it down, plug in the speaker cable in there, put the 3 screws for the motherboard, one right by the USB-C and one right in this corner and one right by the Wi-Fi. Grab this audio jack, open it up, push it in, lock it down, put the tiny screw for this one, grab the bridge cables for the trackpad, slide it inside, lock it down, grab the second for the clicks, lock it down, grab the battery. Now, once you power it on, oh, I forgot the most important one, the keyboard. Make sure there's no tape, anything on top. Open it up, push it all the way in, lock it down. Don't bend this one. Let it just with the keyboard, with the battery pressure, it will be enough. Don't pressure too much. Put the battery side, the back side, there's a tiny pinhole in here. You want to put that pinhole so it aligns and bring this side and then release this side and then push it down. And once you power on, it might take up to 10 or 15 seconds to show anything on the screen, and it will tell you CMOS was reset to default. That's the BIOS will be reset to default state. Just press enter and it will restart and it will continue to the Windows with no problem. That happens because we're disconnecting the battery. All right, we are almost done. So the last thing we need to do here, so put this cable down here. Grab the bottom cover that you removed. First, put the HDMI port down in 45-degree angle in the back corner. Push it down, push down the side, and make sure you hear those nice big click sounds. If you see any gaps, openings, and stuff like that, you want to pinch them together and they will go to its place. Make sure you put the back screws and the 2 tiny screws and they put the rubber cover if you have any. Again, I hope you guys like this video and hope you guys to replace your keyboard for your HP laptops. If you have any question or requests, feel free to leave them in a video comment. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Just gonna finish up putting on the bottom screws, and that should cover up today's video.